Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Rebekah Dyer, and I am a professor in the College of Education at Grand Canyon University. And I wanted to share some strategies for you as you may be working with your child trying to do a school at home. Want to give you some ideas for how you can get some support as you are doing that. So we're going to go over some specific strategies for math. I'll go over some of these with you. Especially if you have a child that struggles with math and they may have a lot of negative talk about math, you want to make sure you continue to be positive about it. Your child will really feed off of your energy, and if you get excited about whatever you're working on in math, they will get excited too. So make sure you keep it positive. Encourage them to be persistent, especially in math. Sometimes there's multiple steps, and so it takes more time to get to the solution. And that can cause frustration as it takes longer. But suggest that they take their time and maybe you take breaks in between the steps if needed. There's always different approaches that you can use with math. So maybe they want to try a different way to solve the problem. That's okay. You might find yourself looking up, even yourself, different ways from what you learned when you were in school on how to solve those problems. It'd be fun to maybe you both solve the problem and get the right answer, but show each other that you did it differently, and that's okay. Encourage your child to talk about and show a math problem in a way that makes sense. And I'll talk about in a little bit the use of manipulatives, so you can have them draw things or utilize things around your house to represent the math that they're working on. The next point I think is really important because you want your child to not only be able to solve the math problem, but explain how they got the solution. So as they go through the steps, you can ask, well, why did you do that step? Why did you choose that way to do it? Does this answer make sense? How do you know it's the right answer? And then that really helps you know, do they really understand those steps or have they just memorized them? Because you really want them to have a clear understanding of how the problem actually works. It's always beneficial when you can connect the math that they're working on to everyday life situations. So incorporate things that are happening real world. Maybe you do something with money to work on addition and subtraction. You can definitely measure things all around your house. So try to incorporate that as much as you can. And another way you can do that is with different games that involve math, such as checkers, Monopoly, Uno, things like that. And I also have, towards the end of our chat, I have some different websites with some great math activities that you can use as well. If you're still experiencing difficulties when you sit down to do the math work, make sure you reach out to your teacher, talk through that. Maybe they need to make some adjustments to the assignments. Maybe they have suggestions for different strategies for you to use as well. Some additional things to think about with math is using the manipulatives. And if you don't have specific school manipulatives, you can use anything around your house. If you have some beans you can use for counting, or straws, anything, any tangible item that they can use to do counting, feel free to grab that from anywhere in your house. They can definitely use a calculator if they're working through larger problems. If math causes frustration and they do tend to have that negative talk about math, make sure we break it down into really small segments so that they don't get overwhelmed and don't get frustrated, because then it will be a negative experience. So you need to decide how long they can go before they get frustrated. Maybe it's just a couple minutes and then we take a break and come back, but that's okay as long as they're still learning. And then also using pictures. That helps students a lot to draw out their own pictures of what's happening with the math problems that they're working on.